kids, welcome to Terry on Tuesday. As you can see, it's ridiculously sunny. The sun is about to set on a Saturday afternoon here in the kitchen of creation. Change of plan this week. No building, just me talking. So it'll be a bit shorter, hopefully. I want to show you something first of all, without spinning the camera around. Actually, I'm going to take the camera off the stand. Sorry, there we go. Here is the practical model of the Tantalus 2 from Offworld on his display stand. 7 years after filming, he is missing some paint in the areas. He, she, spaceships female, I don't know, I guess they are. But it's on a stand with a little thing. This model is about 2 feet long. Sorry, the sunlight is so ridiculously bright. It's about 2 feet long, and this was the kind of reference model for the CGI one. Obviously made completely out of kit bits and from scratch and plasticard by Andy Anquetil, award-winning model maker. And this was taken to London by Jason Meyer, who's a CG artist and animator, and he measured every little greebly, every little part of this, and made the CGI model which you see in the film. What Andy also made was a duplicate of this, but broken into 3 sections, which ended up composited, as you'll see in the inset picture in the film, as wreckage. You can see we've got plastic bottle things here. These 6 vents here are a little homage to the Millennium Falcon. And the idea behind these squares, which are numbered, they're pods that have people in. You pull them out and they're cryogenically frozen pods. That's the thought behind those. The front, to me, was always a cross between the space shuttle with the windows and the ejector seat things on top, and the shape of an A-wing, sorry, not an A-wing, a Y-wing fighter. But a lot of people have said it looks very much Space 1999, etc. or Galactica. All good stuff. Anyway, we're not here to talk about that. That's going in a plastic display case that I made a long time ago just to keep it out of any more damage. I had to get a soft brush on it, get all the dust off it, and repaint a few things, glue a few things back on. It's held up okay over 7 years, but it needs to retire somewhere very safe and dust free. Anyway, talking of Offworld, on Tuesday, which is the day you're actually watching this, weirdly enough, in the evening I've got a Zoom call with our American distributors who have been handling the submission of Offworld to them. They're going to sort of give us a better idea of what the plan is for distribution and marketing, so we can sort of relay to you guys when we think its chances of getting sold and seen and all that malarkey, because that's the one question that we've had for 7 years solidly is, when can I see it? And we're like, but when it's ready? And we don't know any much more than that. Even when we submitted it, we are obviously a heck of a lot closer to people seeing it, but we still don't know when that may be. Now that is a knock-on effect to Bloody Students, because we're currently at Saturday 13th today, but it'll be 14th, the 17th by the time you're watching it. And we're about 17% of the way through the Kickstarter, which is not a good place to be at halfway through the month. So despite a heck of a lot of backers and people pledging their support, there's been a number of things against us, as I've said before. Firstly, Kickstarter and Indiegogo don't use PayPal anymore, which makes life difficult for a lot of people. I've had some people say it took them 45 minutes of messing around with browsers just to get a payment in, or a pledge for a payment in. And that's not good. That's put a lot of people off. Also, the second reason is that there are people who want to see Offworld, and they're like, well, I'm kind of reluctant to sort of make a payment until I see Offworld. And we want people to see Offworld as soon as we can, and whenever that's feasibly and legally possible, we will. Third reason, cost of living crisis, not just here but everywhere else. Everyone has got a lot less disposable income in their pocket, and I totally understand that. So I'm surprising we've raised 1,700 quid, 1742 at the time of recording this. I'm surprising, you know, we've raised that much, but it looks like we're not going to get to £10,000. The fourth reason can't be avoided. Maybe people just don't like the idea. That's fair enough. It's horses for courses. Some people hate sci-fi, some people hate horror, some people hate comedy, some people hate me. So there are a number of reasons why the Kickstarter hasn't raced to a massive success. Unless anyone's watching this now and has got quite a bit of disposable income, wants to dump a load, we've got to make a heck of a lot of money before the 30th. And that is not looking likely, is it? I'd love to be proven wrong. I'd love it if we actually got there. I'd be completely blown away. It'd be nothing short of miraculous by now. But we've got to think practically. I never had all my eggs in the Kickstarter basket to begin with anyway. So we're going to do whatever we can to raise money elsewhere. And if you are watching this and you're one of the 45 backers at the moment, I would like to say to you that if and when the Kickstarter campaign ends, would you be willing to put your current investment or your pledge into a separate fundraiser? So we'd raise the same amount of money minus fees. There may be some fees like Kickstarter, PayPal, you know what PayPal are like, but a lot less than 10%. Would you be willing to put those pledges that you currently have invested in Offworld's Kickstarter into a new crowdfunder? And it wouldn't be on a crowdfunding platform unless we find a really good one that accepts, you know, PayPal and makes life very easy. I think we may just set something up via PayPal. You know, I think that's the easiest way, or coffee.com. So anyway, there is that. Also, we've got things to announce, conventions to go to. I've got 3 conventions lined up and an outdoor festival where I'll be promoting the film. We've got some news for potential actors who are still interested in potentially being in the film. We've got, again, I can mention all this after the end of the Kickstarter campaign, and I will mention it. We've got a new musical act and a song which is going to be included in the film, which I think you're going to love. I did. And there's lots happening. So we're not stopping. We're not like, oh, that's the end of that. No, not at all. We've got quite a lot going on. We're all in it far too deep. You know, I've got a house full of props and mummy bandages and etc. etc. We've got a good cast. We've got a good crew. And we're just going to sit down and have a really good think about what the next step should be. And, you know, how can we get this funded and get started on the filming? Of course, today being the 17th, as you're watching it, a certain Sophie Aldred is back in the UK. So I'm going to try and do my best to get a phone call to her to see what she thinks about the script. You know, her agent has given us a blessing to put her picture up and say that she's potentially interested in principle. I would like to speak to her, and if we can get a little bit of video of her saying nice things about Bloody Students, it may help our cause before the end of the month. But if it doesn't, again, we're looking at other funding alternatives. So I would, while we're here, I mean, if you are interested in trying to support the film, we do have some rewards. They're quite small rewards because we're trying to maximize the amount of money that goes into the film. Last time with Offworld, we went a bit crazy and said, give us £10, we'll give you a t-shirt. So basically the film made about, after you take the price of the shipping and making of the t-shirt, etc., the film made about £1 out of that tenner, which is not good sense really, because the money should be going to the film. So we've done the rewards a little smaller. There's badges and there's stickers and there's signed prints and posters and stuff like that. And as you get up to, I think, 15 onwards, you get, it might be a t-shirt onwards from 15, something like that. I can't remember off the top of my head. But we're trying to get as much as we can in, obviously. And if it looks like the end is within reach by the 30th, then please feel free to chip in or bump up your pledge or whatever, and we'll get there that way. But if we don't have the support of a successful Kickstarter, we will forge ahead anyway. You know, it may mean that things take longer. It may mean that things are scaled down and made a little cheaper because, you know, obviously none of us have got trailers and you know, personal masseurs. No, it's guerrilla filmmaking at its best. It's micro budget filmmaking at its best. But I believe we can make something that looks like it cost a lot more than it actually did. So links are in the description and on screen. Videos are playing and pictures are playing here as usual. And yeah, that's how it's going. So again, Offworld, we'll find out next week. We'll find out on Tuesday night, which is, it's like weird in time zone. It's Tuesday for you, it's Saturday here, right here for me, but we'll find out on Tuesday night a bit more about what the marketing and sales plan is for Offworld, and I'll let you know what that is next week. And also on my socials, on the Offworld socials, and my own, you know, Facebook and etc. And the knock-on effect to Bloody Students, where I'm going to try and arrange 1 or 2 Offworld screenings, if at all possible, where we can talk about Offworld, we can talk about Bloody Students, we can talk about anything, and filmmaking in general. That'd be good. I would like to give a quick shout out, by the way, to the many podcasts who have featured me in the last couple of weeks. Undead Wookie, Durs Productions, Mad Science Films, and who else? There was another one, I can't remember. I feel like I'm leaving them out. Brain's gone to mush, sorry. But yes, I've done a number of podcasts, and I'd like to thank people for featuring me. It's not all me standing there saying, give us money for Bloody Students. A lot of it is just general chat about films we like, filmmaking, the problems and the solutions to filmmaking, how to cast, etc., how to learn from your mistakes and stuff. All good stuff, all really good fun stuff. I really enjoyed talking film with like-minded film geeks, and hopefully we'll do a bit more of that in the future, and I'll go back to these podcasts I've named, and the one I can't remember, sorry, to follow up and see how things are going in it, maybe in a couple of months' time. Coming up on this channel at some point, I'm going to bring in Richard Dursley again from Durs Productions, because we're kind of doing a ping-pong thing with our films. He's in the middle of doing his horror film, which is no comedy, it's straight horror this time, called The 12th Day. And I want to find out what he's doing, because he's shooting it cleverly on weekends only, and he's getting through it at a lot better rate than I am. And we'll see what he's got to say. That'll be coming up. Should be back next week with some more progress on the Vlaherd Commander helmet. But I wanted to dedicate this week to news about the films, both Offworld and Bloody Students, because, you know, when we're running the Kickstarter, there's not enough video content out there to talk directly to people who might be backers and this kind of thing. So I know I'm asking a lot from some people who will be like, dude, I gave you money for Offworld, where is it? And it's like, I know people have been saying that for 7 years, but we've been saying we are going to finish it, and we did finish it, and we are going to deliver it to the States, and we did deliver it to the States, and it is going to go out there and get sold, and it is about that to go out there and get sold. So we're doing everything we said we'd do. It's taking time, everything does, especially in the film business, and you know, that will lead on to Bloody Students, but I can't sit on my laurels, as it were, and wait for Offworld to come out before I start on another film. I should have had another film ready to go. But I admit it is difficult to tell people to help you fund, you know, get excited about a new film when the first one has, you know, for all intents and purposes, not reared its head yet. But we will do our best to do that. Some people have seen Offworld. I know Danny did a screening with some cast and some crew, and it was well received. I've had a screening with a friend of mine, and well, 2 friends of mine, in fact, who have given me their opinion on it. And much as we like to run it down and say, oh, I'm sick to death of this film, it's horrible, and it's just that because I've seen it so many times in 7 years in all different forms, that I'm tired of watching it. But people who see it fresh are surprised how good it is. So I'm taking their word for it. They're saying, hey, don't knock it. It's actually good. I'm like, cool, brilliant. Never going to be an epic, space epic, but you know, we did our best. And at some point you have to say, okay, it's done. We can keep poking about with it, but it's only just going to take longer and drive us all even more insane. So we've decided to get it to the States, and now it's in the States. So next week, hopefully I'll have a little word on how that's going. Right, that's it for me for this weekend. Apologies for the amount of talkiness and sales pitch and everything else, but I'm pretty snowed under with life, the universe and everything. And the 25th of May is Towel Day in the UK, where you basically wear a towel or carry a towel with you in commemoration of the late, great Douglas Adams. Him. Genius. Anyway, that's it. I will speak to you next week. Take care now. Bye-bye.